Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Inside the Mind. Remember, this series is where I take you through my thought process, what I'm thinking exactly, and why I did what I did on a quick pace. You know, it isn't VOD reviewing, but it is explaining my brain and what I did to lead my duo and us to a win in specific scenarios. So today's episode is going to be on when and how to take height, as well as how to maintain it. So the first game, this game right here, is a open custom, meaning that the players are a little bit worse and they're more something like you'd see in opens or semis. And the second game in this episode is a Prakord custom, Premier Prakord, which is players that you'd see in semis or finals. So the player base is much different. The second one, it's much harder. And the first game is much easier. So you're going to get two types of play here. Right here, I just start tarping in. I'm kind of just fucking around a little bit. You know, it's late night content customs. This is something I would do in a real game, but I would do it just to move us in, and then I'd have hopped off by now. But right here, I'm just still having a blast. That was for the extra mats that I had from the guy that I killed. So now's the time where, like, I'm kind of just waiting. You know, there's no need to take height yet. Half in, half out. You take height, normally it's pretty hard to maintain. So I'm just doing, you know, standard tarping, DPs beaming kids out of the air. What I want to stress about height is I think the way to maintain height is one person in front and one in the back. And the person in the back is normally higher than the person in the front. So that's how we tend to play height. You guys will see. But for now, just enjoy the video, and then I'll let you know what I'm thinking. And right now, we're getting RPG'd. I don't want to contest, right? So the opposite height, all the way across half in, half out, is RPGing us because they see that I'm building and that we're the opposite height. And they don't want us to take height from them. So I'm like, dude, all right, we're not going to fuck with them. You know, I don't want to waste mats. Let them waste their 12 rockets on us. We're going to chill. So we're going to pad here, right? Zone is all the way across. I have 2 pads in my inventory. Why not? Why not pad? You know, it doesn't make sense to waste all my mats. So this is where we end up taking height. I pad, and I see that nobody's on height. So this is one of the things that you got to do as a leader, is be ready to make those quick calls. So I tell DP, I go, you get in front, I'm going to get this. So I claim the backside of zone, and he claims the front. And then now we can slowly start connecting. Well, I watch the back, and he maintains the front. Right? So you see how I took that back. I'm still watching it. Every one block or two, I'm still watching the back. I see a kid land on it. Oh, I know, you're not taking this from me. Get away. And he leaves. He goes, yeah, fuck this shit. I'm out. And now we have height. So I tell DP also to maintain the front. You know, DP maintain the front. I'm going to stay in the back. So I maintain the back. We're pressuring second height. Pressuring second height is important when you're height. You know, it's obviously nice to beam other kids, but if there's somebody under you that's trying to pressure you, they're going to fuck you up. And right here, I'm holding the kids that are trying to flopper and take height. You know, that's always one of the biggest dangers, is kids floppering in height, or in storm, and then padding into height. And DP starts getting cranked on. I'm still in storm, so they have no idea. They think DP's solo, and I'm beaming them from storm. This is kind of a dumb move. You know, I waited a little bit too long in storm, but I knew I had a pad, and I knew I had 4 floppers. And I was able to basically fuck everyone up that was in storm and still make it out. I also saved so many mats while doing that. So in hindsight, it was a good play. You know, I'd say during a game, don't do what I just did. I think it was kind of stupid. And now we just pressure everyone who is close to pressuring us. So second height. So right now I start beaming this metal under us, this wood. You don't want people that are right under you to be pressuring you. So, but the main point of this video that you want to take is the way that we did take height. You know, as soon as I padded, I saw height on close side of zone, and height on far side of zone was free. And I told DP to take far, and I took close. Then right here, I just see this kid as I'm harpooning the loot, and I was like, yo, this is a good clip.
What's going on fucking Twitter, baby? Hey, make sure to subscribe and like, please, and
I'm dropping a little. Cracked one, dead. Last guy.
you wanna pickaxe him?
No, I wanna win.
Okay, so that game was basically just a textbook height win. You know, most of the time you can repeat what we did. We got pressured on height a few times. We were able to maintain it really well. This second game is a prac cord game. You know, notice where we're boxed up on edge of zone. So the position that we're in on Craggy, there's two major hills. I claimed both those hills. So DP and I claimed the highest hill, which is on edge, and we claimed that brick base that you see right there on the southwest. That way nobody takes it, right? It was a fake base, but we don't want anybody to box up near us and interrupt our rotation if we have to move in. So we have that base, and as soon as zone pops, you know, we're the highest elevation. I know nobody's behind us, nobody's higher than us. This is our base right here in brick, so I'm not worried. We just early rotate in. You know, like I said, this is a prac game that is against better players. It's a much harder game, and it's much more stressful. So the decisions you have to make quicker. Right here, I paused for a second. I'm like, all right, let's take height on these kids and move over. You don't want to see. Notice how I didn't go into that box. I placed the cone, but I didn't go in that box because I knew that kid would box me. But I wanted to cone him so that he couldn't do anything and that he would build that box and I'd be good to just walk to the side. So now we have height on these kids. You know, we're not trying to C4 them. We have 6 C4, but we have max mats. You know, I don't want to use our utility. I just kind of want to beam kids. I'm also trying to be worried from heavy snipers, and that's why I built that wood stairs to my south. So picking on kids just rotating, getting some storm surge tags, beaming them. Remember, like, sometimes you don't need to beam kids. You know, depending on your game, like, you can be more risky or less risky. But, like in a tournament, right? Let's say you need 5 points to clutch or something. You don't need storm surge tags. There's no need to peek. In this, where we're fully set, you know, I know these kids aren't looking at me. They're focused on rotate. I could tap them up a little bit. Obviously, I get nothing out of it, right? I'm losing ammo, but I have a shit ton of ammo. But what tagging people does is it ruins their game, right? So we're tagging them. We're basically getting them griefed and ruined, and that's less players alive, less people to aggress you late game, and closer to placement points. So DP here says, I'm going to throw C4 on them. I say, no, don't. And then he ends up throwing 2 C4. I got a little bit upset at him, but it is what it is. You know, now that whole team is getting grief that he threw the 2 C4. So we wait now until half in, half out. We see where zone goes, and then we decide whether we're going to maintain height or we're not. So we get zone here, and I go, let's take height. DP says, I don't think we control it for this zone. And I said, you're right. You know, I don't like controlling height too early, but we have zone. Let's go up. Let's beam kids a little bit. You know, these kids from all the way opposite height think that they're going to grief us, so they RPG us twice so that they can pad, but I'm fucking maintaining my position, buddy. I'm beaming the shit out of you. So that's what I do. I beam him. He ends up not taking height, and now I just kind of kill the eagles out of the air. And we maintain height. Remember how I said DP said he doesn't want to maintain height? I said, yo, we got half in, half out. Let's take it. If someone starts contesting us and griefing us, we'll just chill and we'll box up. You know, we have pads. We don't need to contest, but if nobody's contesting us, bro, we fucking keep it. Don't be afraid to keep height, but also don't overcommit to it. So now I'm just beaming kids out of the air. I think I literally shit on everybody. My aim was pretty nuts this game. And I blocked this off because I don't want anybody getting an angle from behind us and half out. And then I'm connecting here. And remember, what you want to do in your high is just beam kids out of the air, hold kids, try to grief their game. It's a pretty hard rotation for everybody that has to travel all the way. Look at this. Everybody in the fucking world dies right here. So I get close and I harpoon everything.
Can I go for those mats?
Right now I'm on a bunch of kids' loot. I remax my mats,
Yeah.
and
But I'm gonna need something.
I get an extra launch pad as well.
I couldn't get the rest. Oh,
So now it's a waiting game. Where's the next storm?
Okay. It goes far. We're gonna pad this. Okay?
Zone goes max distance. Here's the thing about height, right? You need to notice elevation when you're focused on zones. Look where that zone goes. It goes over a hill. So I peek over and I look at where that hill goes, and it goes over a base as well that's on that hill. Because that hill is a power position for like second or third zone. Right now, that base right there, right? Right now we're in fourth zone. It's moving to fifth, which is first moving. But that hill normally would have a base on it because in second or third zone, that would be a power position. So you need to be aware of these things from previous zones that will help you win your game in future zones, right? Everything, it's like it's a chess game. So I end up taking height. Yeah, I'm watching the back. DP, I tell DP to keep front. DP stays ahead of zone. I stay in the back. If I need to get to him, I have a pad that I could just pad to him quick, right? So he covers the left side of height. I cover the back side of height.
I'm cracking this kid trying to come up.
And then I look back again.
I'm getting shot in the back.
DP starts getting beamed. It's my job to watch all angles on him to protect him. So I've been this kid under me, trying to pressure second height. Kids in the air as well that might pad to us, covering them. This metal tarp under us. All these people you want to pressure. So DP takes their box, hits 1 to 1 HP.
Oh my bad, I shot you out.
Uh,
I got you, big man. Come up to me.
And, you know, we're in no rush right now. There's not really much pressuring us. I give him a big pot. And I know that my teammate has no extra heals. So I split him my minis. I have 6. And you need to be aware of your teammate.
I have 200 AR.
Give me some.
Here, dropping you.
He asked me for AR. I give him some AR as well. And then now it's just a game of maintaining height. You know, playing that, yo, DP get ahead. I'm going to watch the back.
Watch behind. Remember. Keep
And that's what we do. Notice where he is. And yeah, I'm pretty high, but if I get shot out, I can connect to him.
Yo, these kids in the brick or in the metal, I mean.
This point in the game is where people will start cycling you on height if you're not pressuring them enough.
RPG somewhere? Right?
And so we need to pressure everybody that has an RPG or has explosives or is looking at us. And that's where you normally want to pressure second height. It's not always going to be second height that's pushing you, but
Careful, DP. Don't go for any stupid plays.
there are going to be people that are going to RPG you, they're going to grief you, and every time you get grief, you're going to have to waste a shit ton of mats, so you want to pressure them back.
Kids right here. Pressuring.
Zone pulls back, it goes over my old tarp, so I just go up a little bit. You know, it's a fully built metal tarp.
I'm like super.
Only way this gets shot out is by a heavy sniper.
Come up to me.
Okay.
I have a super metal tarp up here.
Okay, I'm getting ahead. I'm trying to look for picks on the edge.
Kids are gonna be padding soon up here.
Yes.
You still have a pad, right?
At this point in the game is psychos, bro. It's psychos. People that might tank storm with 4 floppers, they might pad up to you. People that might RPG you 10 times. People are looking desperate to make a win, and some people are in shambles. Some people are fully max mats because they just killed 2 or 3 teams on low ground and fragged them out.
Yeah.
You know, while teams are dying, some teams are getting more stacked and some teams are getting more shambles, right? But everyone is desperate to make a play to win the game.
I mean, I gotta keep looking for heavies.
Careful, DP.
I know. I gotta stay
You're
above
close to
them.
them.
I keep coming to DP to be careful because I don't want him to make some sort of super close hero play that'll get him 1 pumped and then I'm stuck here on super ultra height.
Okay.
And remember, I can safely sit on this stairs tarp because most of the time those kids are going to be looking for DP because they hear footsteps right above them. Nobody's looking 5 levels above.
I'm low.
I don't see him. Right below me.
Yeah, kid coming up. Kid trying to come
I
up.
don't know.
Kid tries coming up, so
I got you under here.
I fucking spray him.
Mountain. It's going up the mountain.
And then I notice that it goes up the mountain, so I just start building on these kids.
Can I drop for kills?
If you want, sure, yeah.
They killed me. They RPG'd me.
And then I get RPG'd out.
Stay above. They're gonna get the out.
I get back in zone.
Stay in zone. They're taking.
And this is what you got to keep in mind right here. Remember that video that I said tanking Storm is important and some of the best players tank Storm? Notice how I tank Storm there. I kill him, and then I kill that guy, and we win the game.
Let's go.
Let's
And
go, DP.
that's pretty textbook, I'd say.
I was literally about
You know, at the end there, I tanked Storm so that that kid was unaware, because most of the time people would just sit above him until Storm fully closes, and he didn't have his sides blocked because he was almost out of mats. So, or he was just trying to conserve his extra last 2 or 3 builds, whatever it was. And me going in Storm throws him off guard. He can barely see me because it's harder to see in Storm. I get that kill, even though I only had 3 seconds to tank Storm because my health was so low. And I ended up winning us the game. So that's how you take height. You know, those 2 games are 2 different types of player lobbies. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to drop a like and subscribe. You know, I upload videos every 2 or 3 days. I do stream on Twitch every single day. If you guys have questions or if you guys have recommendations on videos that you'd like, I'm normally live on Twitch from 6 p.m. to like 5 a.m. And you guys can also find me on Twitter. You know, just DM me your questions, post them on this YouTube video, whatever it is, and whatever videos you guys want me to make next. I'd love to make them. You know, we placed 15th in finals this last Sunday, so I'd say there's some more credibility there. Thank you guys for watching, and hope you guys have a good one.
Also, shout out to Lunez and your fellow Arab TV over there, the thick boys rocking it out.
Your fellow Arab TV has a huge elimination, takes out Tifu and Closey.
It's your fellow Arab, dude. He's always on the top of the leaderboard.
I'm full committed to Arab. Full committed to Arab.
Your fellow Arab.